So I think we already kind of touched on this one question. I was going to ask you, like, what are the advantages of working with hedge funds right now? I mean, like, do you want to touch base on that? I think we kind of touched base on that already. Like, they're still buying a high rates, da 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 da. But I mean, is there anything else you kind of want to add to that?
I'm gonna give a little bit of an example. Let's just say there was another wholesaler, literally another wholesaler that was. I'm gonna give you a specific example. I mean, I'm marketing Indianapolis, and
Hmm.
I see a property that's a 3-bed, 2-bath, tax delinquent vacancy off market property. And I talked to the seller, and the seller ended up telling me they got an offer for, I don't know, let's just say 170,
Mm.
ARV 300. I'm,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm smiling at that point. I'm like, oh, for real? Okay. Me, even on the low end, I can be offering 70% flat. I don't know exact numbers in that because that was an example, but I'm pretty sure it's higher than that 170 number.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that, let's say our ARV really is 300, I can probably sell it to a hedge fund for minimum 250.
Mm. Mm.
So that alone is the advantage right there. And working with funds, I got outbid these other wholesalers. They need to be lower to account for the prices for their private buyers dropping prices.
Right. Right. Right.
It's better for me. The
They
more
say.
these interest rates go up, the lower everything go. But I'm still pretty much here. I'm still. This is a bigger payday for me because even I
Right.
can
Right.
lower the price I asked for. Actually get on the contract with the seller, and I'm still making. I can still make 20 bands, 20,000. I still make 20,000.
Man, you say you cheating out here, man. It's like almost like a cheat code. That's not even fair, man. I don't know what's going on.
Literally, literally.
So yeah, obviously it's going to be a ton of benefits of working with hedge funds right now. Like, or unless you've got a ton of buyers that buy in bulk, people that have large pockets right now, and as long as their algorithms make sense as well, a lot of people that buy a lot of properties, they basically do everything off of the numbers. The numbers make sense to them. If it falls into these parameters, or AKA like their buy box, they're going to buy the property. They're going to pull the trigger if it matches their criteria. So I like buyers that buy like that. They make life easy, especially when market conditions start to fluctuate and stuff like that or whatever. But man, I'm glad to see that we're actually going into this buyer's market right now. So yeah, man. So okay, so let me see what else we got going on here. All right, so what I kind of wanted to talk about is like some other market factors, just like kind of general stuff that's going on in the market that could be affecting buyers, sellers, the general real estate industry right now, or whatever. And like, what are some solutions that we can kind of propose to the people watching this or whatever to be able to still maximize their opportunities? So, I guess like some of the things that's happened, and I mentioned this a couple times already, is like we've got interest rates skyrocketing. You mentioned that as well. So it seems like every month we've got like new interest rate hikes, and that's going to cost people literally like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars more over like
Yep.
a 30-year mortgage. That's like a lot. It's a lot of money extra. So it's not just a little bit. So we've got that happening. So not as many buyers want to buy, especially like first time buyers, stuff like that. They're kind of hesitant right now. And then so sellers, because there's a drop in demand, sellers are lowering their prices and making concessions to buyers. Basically, that maybe they'll play your closing costs, maybe they'll throw in some type of incentive to actually get you to to
Mhm.
take their offer, or give them the price that they want. So but I'm curious, like, are there any other like like market factors that you see? Like, what are some things that you're seeing going on in the market that's affecting buyers and sellers right now, outside of the stuff that I guess we've kind of talked about already?
Um, I mean the interest rate is definitely a huge thing, and inflation and all that.
Hmm.
But I don't really pay attention to too many other factors because most of them, other than that, are smaller. But I mean, the whole thing happening with Russia and Ukraine did have an effect as well.
That too, yeah, yeah.
It was a subtle effect, but you could tell when stuff was starting to get serious and people were talking about World War III really going on. I mean, that hasn't really gone away too much, but when it was serious, it was just like a little hesitation. that might still be there, but I
Mhm.
did pick up on that as well as the interest rate and the inflation
Right.
having an effect.
Yeah, you know that you mentioned that. That's very interesting because another thing that happened is that China's economy is kind of imploding right now as well. They're having a
I
whole bunch
did
of
hear about
situations,
that.
so it's like there's supply chain issues as well that's causing product to get to places later and da 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 da. It's a lot of different things to actually consider right now that's actually going on and within the market. So this is a rare time. This not like a, this happens all the time type situation. This is probably like a, one of those 10-year waves that, comes around every once in a while.
But you
But we
guys
got to
take
be able to
advantage
ride it.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to ride that wave. We got to know how to ride that wave and have reasonable boats, I guess, if you will. You know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
able to ride the wave. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to keep it going despite, the market conditions. Let's put it like that or whatever. So,
Because I did my first wholesale deal in June of 2020
mm.
when so many wholesalers stopped, just stopped. They're scared about moving deals and stuff like that. And that's when I really made my foothold.
Nice.
So it's situations like this is definitely the key time to be doubling down on your efforts. I'm not gonna say doubling down on your expenses, but doubling down on your efforts to make stuff work. If you need the game plan, whiteboard, do whatever you need to do to make it work, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's gonna take a lot, especially with, as other people getting into the wholesaling space right now. A lot of people are hurting. So a lot of people are online looking for ways to make money at home and da 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 da. So, there's gonna be more competition as well. You just gotta stay on it. You gotta stay motivated. Don't compare yourself to everybody else, but get out there and put in a ton of work. Don't play no games. Don't make no excuses. Gotta get out there and put in work. We can't make money and make excuses at the same time. You can only do one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's see. So another quick question. Let's see. No, what is this? John Lee says, I was able to purchase his course and it's game changer. Already seeing the results. Thanks to Terrell. Hey, you say you got the,
Yeah.
the the fan crowd is out here the right way indeed.
John is the man.
The right way indeed, man. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that. Michelle says, hey, is this a time to become a new wholesaler? What say you, my brother?
Yes. I'm not gonna say no. There's not a time to not be a new wholesaler.
I feel you. I feel you.
Especially if you have other avenues you want to pursue in real estate or I mean even in life. So wholesale can get you so much money up front if you guys put an effort into it with a high return percentage. Is you can I just did the deal I just closed. I put up my EMD, I put up 1250, $50 is my
Mhm.
EMD. And I think at the end of the day, it ended up costing me in terms of profit loss up front, maybe like $200 in terms of expenses to get stuff done.
Right.
And then I think I made 19,000. So, but I got my EMD back. So and then they only cost me $200 pretty much to make 19,000.
That sounds like a good
What
deal
other
to me.
businesses? Yeah, what other businesses can you do that? What other investment strategies can you use to get to that point? You can do options trading, but it's very risky. Wholesaling really real estate is a lot more surefire way to get that money.
100%. 100%. And I think honestly, I truly, truly believe this when I say it. I think that wholesaling is by far, I believe that it's the best quote unquote like entry level position into real estate because it shows you the most important skill, how to actually source a deal. You know what I
Definitely,
mean? Like once
definitely.
you learn how to source deals, then you can literally go out there and do any exit strategy that you so choose at that time. Right. But like you got to be
Yeah,
able to first actually get the deal. And that's what, in my mind, like wholesaling really is going out there. It's kind of doing like the quote unquote, the grunt work and actually, kind of grinding these deals together, piecing it together. But you actually figure out how to communicate with people, how to actually get deals under contract, how to get a deal for a discount price. So even if you're looking for your dream home, you can go out there and never pay retail for a property. That's my goal, to never pay
um,
retail for a property that I purchase. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's kind of like a general mindset that I think that anyway. I'm saying that I think that that's why wholesaling is one of the best entry level positions into the real
I
estate
agree.
game, period. Seriously.
I agree. And
So
you know
yeah,
how to talk to pretty much everyone. You know how to talk to title companies. You know how to talk to attorneys if you have to deal with that situation. You know how to talk to realtors. You know how to talk to rental buyers. You know how to talk to fix and flippers. If you do commercial wholesaling, which you can do, you learn how to talk to commercial brokers, commercial owners, stuff like that. It's
big facts.
what other avenue in real estate do you learn how to talk to so many people besides wholesaling?
Right, right, exactly. You know, so it's like that puts you in position to actually understand the market a lot better that maybe you wouldn't necessarily understand if you took another route. Because even if you go out there and you just start buying properties, let's say retail, then I mean, I talk to a lot of investors all the time, like, man, you know, I bought 4 properties retail off the market, but I want to learn how to do this wholesaling stuff. I want to learn how to go out there and get some properties for a discount price instead of buying everything retail or damn near over retail when we were in that crazy seller's market just now.
Yeah,
So, you know, I heard that all the time. So good thing that things are changing now, but you know, we gotta actually know these skills to be able to kind of rock and roll out here. So
exactly.
Michelle, just to answer your question, I hope that that does answer your question, Michelle. You know, it's been I mean, I think it's always going to be a great time to be able to become a wholesaler, let's put it like that. But I think right now is definitely a great time because wholesaling is just the ability to get the deal for a discount, in my opinion, right? What you do with it after that is up to you. In all reality, you know, there's so many different exit strategies. So whatever you want to do, I think that right now is just a good time to be in real estate in general. I would say get in what they say, buy real estate and wait. Don't wait to buy real estate. But even if you're not buying, I would say at least get into the game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
go sell somebody else's property if that's the case. So good
yeah.
question though, Michelle. Good question.